My name's Hamish McArthur. I'm a 19-year-old climber. I'm here on behalf of Psychi at last Sundance to give a little rundown of what a day in my life looks like. Right now I'm training for World Cups I've got in a couple of weeks, starting on the 12th in Chamonix and then the weekend after in Briançon. So I'm training for those upcoming lead World Cups, so I'm going to be doing some circuits today to make sure my endurance is on point for those. So today I'm going to start with a slow warm-up because I'm feeling pretty achy from yesterday's session. So I'm going to be doing some foam rolling and stretching, and then I'm going to get climbing, do some easy climbs, get on the circuit board just to do some round and round climbing, get endurance, all good. And then after that I'll be going upstairs to the gym area to do some strength work. I will do probably 2 lead sessions a week and 4 boulder sessions. So it fits in nicely, and I'm a full-time climber at the moment, so I got no excuse to not fit them all in. For lead you need to be strong, at the moment you can't just get away being like a straight up lead climber. You have to have power, and for bouldering you have to have endurance because boulder competitions, there's a lot of climbing in a short space of time, so they go quite well together. I haven't found it so difficult because part of my job is just adapting to problems. Like climbing is generally finding a solution to problems, so I've just seen it as a challenge to be tackled, and I've rolled with the punches and been inspired by the difficulties and lockdowns and stuff. By having refined training areas, I've been focusing more on mobility and stretching with all this extra time I've got. I've bbeen more training just for the love of training recently when I've not had competitions in the upcoming horizon, but at the moment I've got World Cups coming, so the motivation is back on, like the focus is very directed at those, but for the last year it's just been training for the love of it. I like to read a lot. I like to get my climbing psychology and philosophy on point before competition, so I have a really good mindset going into it. I like to remind myself that there's more to life than just winning climbing competitions, and just by reading either novels or philosophical books or that type of thing, I like to have a better perspective on it, so I'm not feeling the pressure too much in competitions. I think a way that I would phrase it in my head is kind of finding the balance between work and hobby in climbing, because it is kind of a job in the sense that I need to do well, I need to get good results in order to keep going and get a paycheck, but I also absolutely love it. So I need to find that balance, and I just do that by making sure I don't lose sight of the reasons why I started climbing in the first place. For me it's all about freedom and overcoming challenges, and that's the most beautiful thing. And then there's obviously the work side of it, and that you just sometimes just need to go when you're not enjoying it and put the hours in because it's your job. So I think just to keep reminding yourself of why you started in the first place is one of the most important things to keep motivation. Usually when I have a bad session, I try and force it into a good session. I try and get really either hyped up or something like that to make it a good session, but I think sometimes you just got to let it happen as a bad session and accept that there's going to be good sessions and bad sessions, and that alleviates the pressure to always have a good session. You stop having this feeling that you have to have perfection all the time in competitions, because you're not going to win every competition. Like, sometimes it's going to be bad. So if you have a bad session, just acknowledge that that's not permanent, and do all you can in the session to get better, and not let the negative emotions override the desire to get better at climbing. At the moment, I'm quite deep into competition climbing, so I want to, start winning World Cups, and then 2024 Olympics. I'm obviously wanting to, win there. That's the big goal, and then 2028. So that's kind of the next step in my climbing. But long term, I just want to keep that love for climbing and get into outdoor climbing a lot more. I've started doing that, so I just want to. The biggest goal for me is to try and maintain that passion in climbing, because I don't want to lose that. So I'm going to try and keep that for as long as I can. I hope that you enjoyed this little insight into my climbing and training, and enjoyed watching what I do on a day-to-day basis. Subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.